So today we are going to continue the hypothesis testing topic that we discussed in previous video. And we talked about that why we required hypothesis testing, what exactly the hypothesis testing is, what are the different types, and we talked about the null and alternate hypothesis, and I have given one example to you to understand that. If you are new to this, please go through with that previous video. And then we are going to continue with some more interesting stuff which are related to hypothesis testing. So the one thing here is we are going to talk about what is difference between simple and composite hypothesis and what exactly they are. So, when we do hypothesis testing and we specify a null and alternate hypothesis, that so there are two cases when we specify that in a range. Basically it can be let's say if the example that I have given to you, it was example is here only. That's what we can see, that motorcycle company claiming that a certain model gives an average mileage of 98 kilometer per liter. So this is basically a fixed value. That means this is a case of simple hypothesis. So this is not a range. Range is not included, like it's not less than 98 and not greater than 98. So it's like 98 kilometer per liter. So one case we call it a simple hypothesis. Other one is like the average weight of a student in a class is greater than 40 kg. So what does it mean? It is basically not a fixed value. It can be 41, 42, 43, 50. It can be any value which is greater than 40. So we call it a composite hypothesis. So there are two different types, simple and composite hypothesis. One is when we have a fixed value, we call it the simple hypothesis. And when we have a value which varies, like it cannot be a fixed value. The example that we have taken here, like greater than 40 means it can be any value which is greater than 40. So we call it a composite hypothesis. I hope it's clear to you now. Now let's take another topic, which is one tail and two tail. One tail and two tail basically is what? When we decide a null and alternate hypothesis, so whatever the value we take into the alternate one, which we are going to prove basically. So if that value is into the one direction means if is it less than or greater than, then it will be a one tail test. And if it is in two direction, like it's not equal to that particular value, we call it's into, it can be less, it can be greater. So let's try to understand it with an example. When we say that a for the null hypothesis, as not is a null hypothesis, the mean is 100. And alternate is like mean is not equal to 100. So what does it mean? It can be greater or it can be less than 100. When we say not equal to 100, that means it can be 98, it can be 102. It can be any value which is greater than 100 or less than 100. So we call it a two-tail test. That means that value lie in two different directions, into the lower side as well and into the upper side as well. And one tail is the one when we say that let's say the value is greater than this or less than this. So that will lie in only one direction. So we have the second example here. Our null hypothesis is greater than equal to 100. So we have taken two specific areas into null one, and our alternate says that the mean is less than 100. So it will lie into one direction only. So we call it a one tail test. So one tail and two tail test is the test where we are examining the direction or the where basically our alternate lies. Is it into the greater than side or the less than side, or it may lie into both direction. If lie into both direction, we call it two tail test. And if it is into one direction, then it will be a one tail test, either greater than or less than. It can be any value. So this is just a one tail and two tail in a very simple terms. Now let's take one another term, which is critical reason. Critical reason is the one in which, in case we basically a null hypothesis lie into that particular area, so we reject a null hypothesis in that case. So let's take an example to understand the critical reason in detail. Suppose you are looking to rent an apartment and you listed out all the available apartment from different real estate websites. So you have a budget of rupees 20,000 per month. You cannot spend more than that. So basically that's your fixed budget, that you cannot spend more than that. What happened? The list of apartment you have made have price ranging from 10,000 per month to 20,000 per month. So what you did, you select a random apartment from the list and you decide your null and alternate hypothesis. Your null hypothesis is you will rent the apartment, and your alternate hypothesis is you won't rent the apartment. Now, since your budget is 20,000, so you have to reject all the apartments above that price, because that becomes your critical reason. So any price which is greater than the value that you decided as your budget will come to your critical reason. So we call it like anything like you must be clear and you can think about it, that critical reason cannot be a fixed value. It depends on the situation to situation. And one more thing, like, do we have a fixed critical reason? No, it can be a range as well. Let's say you are looking to rent an apartment and your budget is 20,000, but you cannot rent it in 5,000 as well. So 5,000, in that case 5,000, 20,000, that's the range. You cannot go beyond 20,000 and less than 5,000. So we, in that scenario, we have critical reason in both direction, in the lower side as well and in the upper side as well. So here in this example, what is the critical reason? The critical reason is the value which lies greater than 20,000. So it become a critical reason. So critical reason, anything which comes into the critical reason, so we are going to reject the null hypothesis and we are not going to accept it. So that's, I have already explained you that the critical lies in one tail or two tail, and it can be in any area. I'll show you some with some cases as well. Let's say our data is normally distributed, so anything lies into this direction and this direction. So we can, if your null hypothesis is not alternate is, let's say, not equal to. So not equal to is, it can be any value. So in that case, it can be greater than and lower than. So we call it critical reason in both direction. And if we have, let's say, the left tail test is the test in which we have the critical reason if your alternate hypothesis is less than a particular value. So less than will lie into this direction and we call it one tail, or you can call it a left tail test, one tail, left tail. And if it is greater than that value, so that scenario would be right tail test, and that is also your critical reason. So I hope that is clear to you, that what exactly the critical reason, and critical reason can be in both direction. It can be right tail, it can be a left tail, and it can be a two tailed as well. And we discussed about these one tail and two tail. It's clear to you, and we discussed about simple and composite hypothesis. So in next session we are going to discuss some more terms which we are going to utilize in hypothesis testing. That's it for today. See you in next class. Take care. Bye bye.